She's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 love.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my review for The Have and the Have Not, Season 5, Episode 2. It was a good episode. I watched it late. Why did I watch it late? Because it was my motherfucking birthday. But no, I went out to dinner with my mom and my sister. As some of you may know, follow me on Instagram. Posted a couple of pictures and video stuff on there. But yeah, so I didn't get home until like 10, and so I'm getting a late start on reviewing stuff. But I had a great birthday. Thank you to everyone who posted, happy birthdays to me on different videos on Instagram, on my Jay Lee's Corner on Facebook as well. Thank you. Yeah, had a great day. How does it feel to be 36? The same way it felt to be 35 and 34. But yeah, so thanks. But I hope everyone had a great Tuesday. And the weather here in Michigan is doing better, thank God. It was a little bit snowy today, but it wasn't horrible. So hopefully wherever you guys are, you have great weather. Weird thing, a meteor hit here in Detroit, well, in Michigan, in Detroit or whatever, and people were laughing. Well, not laughing, but like, oh my God, it's funny, Jesus came back, he on 7 Mile. I mean, it was kind of funny, and I kept on saying, well, of course, a meteor would hit on my birthday because I'm a magical unicorn, you're welcome. So, yes, that was something interesting that happened here, like an actual meteor. Of course, it broke up in the atmosphere, but it still landed in Detroit. It made impact, like people heard it, like it was like a little flash of light, some people's homes shook. So, I'm like, okay, Michigan, we get it done or whatever. So, this particular episode was good. I did like it. I was laughing a lot during the episode with the petty antics of some people. The episode picks up right where it left off with, Veronica and Melissa on the side of the road, and Melissa is waiting for Veronica to die. Now, see, I wish Melissa would have just left her sitting there. Or, just light a match and set her on fire. Like, just get it over with. I'm so sick and tired of Veronica and her antics. I hope with her still being on the damn show that they changed up her character a little bit. How they kind of changed up other characters a little bit. Like, everyone's a little bit different here and there. So, Veronica's still begging for her life. Please, help me, Melissa. Melissa like, bitch, I would never in my life, smell burn, bitch. I'm going to smell it today because, bitch, you're burning. And, she's like, I'm going to sit here and watch you die. So then, as she's sitting there watching her die, we see Ren and Stimpy pull up. Who was Ren and Stimpy, you say? Who could Ren and Stimpy be? Honey, Ren and Stimpy, the dynamic duo, thing one, thing two, Mitch and Benny. Mitch and Benny pull up in the goddamn 2002 Malibu, and it looked like a 2002 Malibu, and I know that because I had a 2002 Malibu, and it looked just like my Malibu. So I'm like, they put up in the goddamn 2002 Malibu, pulled up like they, Captain Save them, and they like, ma'am, talking to Melissa, like, you shouldn't be that close to the car, you should back up, it could explode. And she was like, I don't care, whatever. And she's still sitting there kind of catatonic or whatever. And then they hear Veronica like, help me. And they like, is somebody in the car? And they like, it's somebody in the car. This bitch crazy. They this crazy bitch out here. So of course they jump into action as if, they just is the best people to do whatever. He like, go get the fire extinguisher. Do people just carry fire extinguishers in their 2002 Malibus? I didn't carry a fire extinguisher in my Malibu. I barely kept damn jumper cables and windshield wiper fluid. But I guess because they tow truck people. But do tow trucks carry windshield wiper? Not windshield wiper fluid. Fire hydrants. Oh, damn it, not even fire. Am I drunk on Long Island? Probably so. Fire extinguisher. So he tell, Mitch to go get the fire extinguisher and call 911. And he's trying to help pull Veronica out the car. Now, he still don't know Veronica. And Veronica also don't know the person trying to help her is Benny. So she's kind of fighting him a little bit because, of course, she's panicking in the car. The smoke is getting more and more and more. The fire getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And he's like, stop fighting me. Let me help you. Stop fighting me. And then she was like, Benny? And he's like, Mrs. Harrington? And I'm like, oh, Lord. So then they realize who the other one is as he's pulling her out of the fire. He drags her away. As I said before, I hope Veronica is paralyzed from the waist down and that she gonna need help and nobody gonna help her ass. That is my prediction. I feel like Veronica has burned down her own house. She has helped burn down the Cryers' homes. She has done countless things to other people. This bitch can't come out of this car accident unscathed. You know what I'm saying? She just it just wouldn't make sense. Like she has to the bitch at least has to have 2 broken knees, like a broken ankle and a fractured femur bone. Like she has to have something wrong with her. It can't be no, oh, she just has a little bit of smoke inhalation and she'll be perfectly fine. No, she needs to be disabled for a little while. Like put on some crutches, give her I don't give her something that prevents her from getting around. She has to be sit her ass down somewhere and just be. So that's my hope for what it is. From there, we see Jim still can't get no damn room. Because why can't he get no room? Well, one, he ain't got no goddamn money. But not only that, Broderick don't like him. And even though David called and got a room, Broderick won't let the nigga, he not a nigga, won't let Jim in because the card that paid for the room, he like, I need an ID. So Jim come down and he kind of pushed people out the way. First of all, if he would have pushed me out the way and I was the line handling my business, it would have been some goddamn hotel furniture being moved around. First of all, sir, don't put your goddamn hands on me. That's first and foremost. Second of all, sir, get your white ass to the back of the line. Ain't no white supremacy here. Go ahead on. So, he like, why can't I get in my room? This key doesn't work. Roger's like, oh, the card that paid for the room, it isn't in your name. He's like, I know the card isn't in my name, but the room's for me. And he's like, well, we need to see somebody. He's like, do you know who I am? Broderick looking like, we done already been through this, bro. What do you want? He's like, if you don't make me a new key, I'm gonna burn this bitch to the ground. And I'm like, but you ain't got no money to buy no gasoline, Jim, so you can't burn nothing to the ground. But it is what it is. Broderick said, you know what I'll do? Fine, I'll put the key. I'll say that it was David Harrington who was here and got the key, and here's your new key. Broderick don't like Jim. Jim like, I know what you want, my wife. He like, I don't know what you talking about, sir. I have no idea. He's like, yeah, I know. You like my wife. And he's like, whatever, sir. Have a good day. So I'm like, oh, okay. We see a little small scene where Oscar comes to see Jim. Oscar is he just don't seem like he can do real work. Like, I don't like the Oscar character for what they have him doing with this asset recovery stuff. He come in like, yeah, the money is overseas, but we can probably get it back. I need to know what account you need me to put it in. And he was almost robbed. Some girl, the whole, Aquita robbed him, tried to use the card or whatever. I kind of just wasn't here for the scene. I feel like you either need to make Oscar a regular character, have him doing more, or just take him away. Like, I don't even like the Oscar character anymore. So it kind of bothersome to me, in my personal opinion. So, he's like, okay, well, I'll have the accountant before you, and I'll let you know. He then asked him to track down a reporter who was interviewing the DA about Jennifer Salas' murder. Now, I'm not the reporter. It was like, because it was, not to be racist, the Asian Ben who was the cop, DA or detective or whatever, it was him, and it was a girl standing next to him. So I don't know who she is. I'm guessing she a cop, but he recognized her. It must mean he slept with her before, here, there, or somewhere. I'm thirsty. I'm sorry. I'm talking too much. So he's asking Oscar to find him the contact information for the girl who is a part of this investigation. Like, but don't, you can't come back to this me finding, trying to look for her, or it's going to be really bad. So Oscar supposedly is a jack of all trades. He can find money and people. Okay, whatever. But he can't get Candace to do what he needs her to do. But it is what it is. From there, at the crash site, we see the ambulance is now there. They have, Veronica in the ambulance, and Melissa still saying to Jeffrey, one of the ambulance paramedics, I just wish she would die. And they're like, well, no, she'll be okay. She just has some smoke inhalation. She still needs to die. I'm like, why you keep saying that she need to die? So Benny like, you need to stop saying that. You can't be saying that in places like this, because it's police around, it's paramedics around, it's EMT. Girl, calm down. So she's like, you don't know what I've been through. she's a pain in my ass and you should let her die. He like, look, you just need to stop saying that. Matter of fact, are you bleeding? She's like, no, that was her blood. It's your blood because you tried to kill your damn self. He like, look, I think you need to go to the hospital, let them check you out. She's like, I don't want to go to the hospital. They going back and forth. I mean, I wouldn't mind if Benny and Melissa got together and that would piss off Veronica. And then if Benny be the father to the baby, bitch, yay. Because that would torture Veronica because she used to like Benny and Benny don't like her. And then Veronica hate, well, not that she hate, Melissa hate Veronica and she would love to do something just to piss her off. I wonder would they do that? Would they make them be a couple later on? Because I'm just like, why they talking back and forth? Is they going to be the new couple? Like, that's going to happen? I'm hoping that's going to be my prediction because that comes true. Anywho, the paramedics say, because she was also in an accident, is, by law, by requirements or whatever, they have to take her down. That ain't true. At least that ain't true in Michigan, because when I was in my car accident and my car was totaled and I was hit by a drunk driver, they didn't say they had to take me down. They said it's a good idea to go down after an accident, but it's not like required or whatever. You can absolutely, did not care and whatnot. But, from there, Veronica calling for Benny. Benny, can you please come down to the hospital with me because I don't have nobody. I would say, well, bitch, you don't have me either. So you just, SOL. Shit out of luck. But Benny, being Benny, like, all right, fine. So Mitt said, I'm going to meet you down at the hospital. And, he get in the ambulance with Veronica. I'm just like, I don't want to, y'all only slept together. Boy, bye. It is what it is. From there, we see Wyatt and he wakes up. Last time we see him and old girl who I figured out her name was Anna, slept together. They got all busy and stuff because they were connecting based on them both being molested by someone in the past. So when he wake up, he don't even realize it is a strange man sitting in his living room. He gets up, he goes to the bathroom. I'm like, you done been murdered, raped, and maimed, and you have no idea. And he was like, well, who the hell are you? He's like, hi, I'm Isaac. I'm your new person. And he's like, where's Anna? He's like, oh, Anna asked to be reassigned. He was like, why? Why would she do that? He was like, because she's been compromised. And he was like, compromised? And he was like, yeah, y'all slept together? And he was like, and so she asked to be reassigned. He was like, yeah, for situations like that, when it happens, the person's reassigned, and, she asked to be reassigned. And Wyatt is acting like, why would she want to do that? Well, because y'all had sex, sir. It's that simple. And I was like, because he's like, well, I want to talk to her. And he's like, you can't talk to her. It's not going to happen. She doesn't want to talk to you. She doesn't want to talk. She's done. She's over. She's moved on. Okay, she's gone. She's reassigned. So Wyatt basically tell him, get out. I don't want to deal with you. I need Anna. I don't need to be with you. And he's like, she's a recovering addict, and you're basically a trigger for her. She slept with you guys, and, that's not a good thing for her, so she asked to be reassigned. He's like, you were doing really good. I can help you continue your sobriety or whatever, if you just let me. He like, I need Anna, has she done this before or whatever? And he was like, no, not her, but other people have gotten too close, and this is just our procedure or whatever. And he's like, no, you know what I'm saying? Get the hell out. I don't want to do with you. Get the hell out. Get out. Get out. He leaves. His phone rings. He assumes it's Anna. Nope, it's Oscar. And Oscar's pretending to be a cop who arrested Quita. He like, hey, this is so-and-so from the Savannah Police Department. We found a girl with your credit card, Quita Maxwell, blah, blah, blah. And he's basically trying to trick Wyatt into giving him his account information. He's like, yeah, so she used the credit card information, and, we're just trying to make sure that she doesn't do anything else, do you need us to call your bank to, confirm any information? And he's like, no. He thinking Wyatt would say, yeah, give him the bank account number so that he can then get the money. But Wyatt is smarter than the average bear. And he's like, no, don't worry about it. I'll go down to the bank myself and I'll do whatever. I don't need you to call. No. And he kind of just hang up the phone. I'm looking like, okay, Wyatt is not as much of an idiot as we thought he was, but it was what it was. We then see Broderick at the hotel is not just a simple hotel manager. Broderick has a partner named Rocky, and they are running a prostitution ring at the hotel. That's why all the people at the same hotel, because it's a damn prostitution ring. I'm like, okay, that's how Candace is freely able to pick up men in the dang on hotel lobby because they're there looking for prostitutes. I'm like, these people is really got them out here hoeing in the hotel. You put the hoe in the goddamn hotel. Okay. So, but he's upset because of Jim. And he's like, you know what? I hate Jim Cryer. You know, he's an asshole. He's arrogant or whatever. And, you know, so basically Broderick is a pimp. Okay, let's get that straight. Broderick is a pimp. You know what I'm saying? He's pimping these hoes all up and down the boulevard of the fancy hotel for the rich white folk and the rich black folk. Okay? That's what he does. But he's upset because of Jim, his antics. Like, you know what? I'm going to get Jim's wife because he pissed me off. I'm going to get his wife. I'm going to use her. And I'm going to basically get her for all her money. Because he's money hungry. And the friend, you know, Rocky like, you know, I don't think we should do that. You know, we have a good thing going here. He like, you know, how long do you think we can keep up this array of, you know what I'm saying, running these prostitutes? You know, how long can we keep up this whole prostitution ring? And Rocky like, I think we're doing good. He's like, no. We need some big time money. You know how much money she has? He's like, how much? He's like, 250 million. That's a lot. Okay? That's a lot. Like, if you can be with someone who has 250 million, and let's just say they give you 10 million, you know? What? Hey, Jim. But again, remember, Candace got them for like almost 5 million? Yeah, almost 5 million. So that I get it. So now this is just the male version of Candace, you know, trying to not blackmail, but take advantage of Catherine. But I think Catherine is smart. I don't think she is the type of person who you can manipulate out of her money. You know what I'm saying? She don't seem like that. Jim don't either. Jim just weak for coochie. You know what I'm saying? He make dumb coochie decisions. Whereas I don't see Catherine getting a little piece of a man who look a little sexy little thing like Broderick, and she's giving him money. So I'm like, how is he gonna swindle her up out of some money? And so he's like, look, I'm a getter, I'm a bagger, I'm gonna get what I can get, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I'm like, Broderick talking about he want the big money, he gonna be sleeping with Catherine. Catherine gonna probably rape your ass and leave you high and dry. Hannah's at home singing Negro spirituals and everything, you know, having a moment with the Lord and the spirits and everything, trying to keep her spirit calm after Q being killed. And then we see the builder comes. Now, I thought the builder would be the guy, the grandfather of the little girl was killed before. Nope, it's a whole nother sexy little olden man who he don't look old. Like, he don't look old. And Hannah no longer looks older either. Like, Hannah now looks like she could have been a real young mama. Like, she can possibly be like in her late 40s, maybe 50. Because the guy who that came out, I mean, he was distinguished. He was, you know what I'm saying, he was a little papa, okay? He was probably like, you know what I'm saying, his early 50s as well. But to me, again, Hannah's look isn't as old as it used. Hannah used to look like she had an old life, like she was born in the 50s a little bit, and it was a little bit different. I think they have made all the characters look a little less olden, like it's less dynasty and more like all my children or whatever. So, you know, the builder dude is there to fix the whole sink. His name is Derek. Derek is a sexy old man, okay? You know what I'm saying? Hey Derek, what's up? So from there, we see they're kind of just talking or whatever. And, you know, she's like, oh, so you built the house? They're like, yeah. And Hannah already talking to the man, letting the man know she broke. Because when he like, you know, you live here, she's like, yeah, I'm a new tenant, but I'm only here for a minute so I can find me a new house. And he like, oh, yeah, I built all kind of houses. She's like, well, you know, she said, well, no, this house is too expensive for me. He said, oh, you know, I built houses that's half this price. And she like, well, I would need one that's a third. You gonna let him know how broke you is? And then he like, you know, we build those too, but they're on the other side of town. And she's like, I don't mind that. You know, I was raised over there. I lived over there for 30 years. But I'm like, you can't even afford a third, Hannah, because you ain't got no job. So just stay where you at. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So from there, you know, Hannah gets a call from the morgue. And the morgue is saying something was found and a pocket. Of course we know it's cute, and they need her to come down there and get it. So she's like, okay. So she tells a little. For some reason, she confides in the builder Derek, like because he see that she's like in shock, like you okay? And she's like, yeah. He like, no, you sure? She's like, well, nah, my grandson was murdered and the morgue is called, and I gotta go down and get his stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I told you that. And I thought to myself, well, hell, I don't know either, because you don't know that man. Girl, bye. So when he said, is there anything I can do to help? I swear, I thought Hannah was going to be like, well, I do need a ride to the morgue. I was like, if Hannah asks me for a ride to the morgue, Hannah, girl, don't do it. But she doesn't. She's like, no, I need you to just fix this sink. You're like, okay, fine. So from there, she calls Catherine. This let Catherine know that she has to leave the house, and she's wondering if she should go or if she should leave, Derek in the house by himself. She's like, yeah, Derek is fine. He's very, very, trustworthy is fine. And what I also noticed about Catherine used to be dressed in them old school ass dynasty type pantsuits, and now she look like she dressed by New York and Company from Gabrielle Union's collection or something, or the Tracy Ellis Ross collection. Like she's dressed in real snazzy as of late. The whole little two-piece thing, she had a little nice little shirt, nice little bracelets and stuff, nice little slacks. It was definitely different from her and them damn pantsuits. Three-piece, the little skirt, the jacket, and the shirt. I think when she killed Salison, she had on a goddamn three-piece suit. Girl, bye. So even Catherine looks different. From there, we see Dave and Erica still all up in lust, up in that empty ass house. She came back from shopping. She got about 4 bags in her hand, and he like, yeah, you done shopping? She's like, yeah, I only spent like $400. I thought to myself, bitch, you got 4 bags? Like, what did you buy? Sundresses from Dots? How can you live off for? If a man give you his credit card and says, buy yourself some things. Honestly, I'm gonna spend at least $1,000, okay? And I would go to the cheaper stores to get more bang for my buck. I would not go. Damn it. I would not go to the fancy stores where one piece costs $300. No. I'm going to Lane Bryant. I'm going to the Avenue. I'm going to J.C. Penney's. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to get me some Bare Essentials. But I'm like, what did she get with them 4 bags for $400? Girl, don't you need some panties? Look, if you don't have no panties, is you just walking around with the drawers on? Girl, it is what it is. So we also see the David bought a bed, and she like, I don't like the bed too much. It looks too masculine. He's like, oh, so you want to give me some of your feminine touch? And she's like, I am your feminine touch. They just all so cutesy-woosy or whatever. What it is. We know she ain't shit. And they kissing and hugging or whatever. His phone ring. He ain't answer because it's an unknown call. It's basically Justin called him, but he don't know. He like, what? I'm not answering that call because all the important people who be calling me numbers stored on my phone. They have a name. And she said, oh, what about me? Am I stored in your phone? And he said, of course you are. I'm like, y'all, it's so cute and so pitiful because David, she is playing. No, you know what the bad part about it is? I think she wouldn't be playing him if she didn't have to. I think she's kind of getting into it a little bit. Even though she's a prostitute, she's a bit of a whore, I think in another life, this could have been something real. I feel bad that David getting played. You know what I'm saying? I really, really do. Because I don't see any way for him and Erica to really end up together once he found out the truth. So we have to wait to see, what's going to happen with that. We then see Candace coming to pay for her room at the hotel, at the prostitution hotel. She wants to pay for like another month or some more days or whatnot. And she pull out all this cash because she out here she's robbing old folks and making a dash. She is straight up bedtime story and people, Slick Rick the Ruler. Okay, girl. So she pull out her money to pay, and the guy like put her name in the system. He's like, well, it looks like someone's already paid your bill for the next 30 days. And she's like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, is there a mistake? She's like, no, I must have just forgot that I paid it. And she said, what card is on file? And he's like, oh, it's not a card, someone paid cash. She's like, oh, you know what? You're right, I forgot. She goes sit down, we figure out it was Oscar who paid it because Oscar still wants her to go after Charles, the little sexy president. some messages pop up and I be looking. The sexy presidential guy, and he's like, hey, and she's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, well, you should be nice. I paid your bill. It's a whole bunch of little chit chat that don't even really matter. He is asking her to go after Charles. She's saying, no, fuck you, I ain't want to do it. Not only that, he's moved on. He hasn't moved on. He still thinks about you and asks about you. I know because I have people on the inside. She just not down to do it at all. And he then takes a phone call, and it's like about Quita. So when she hear him say Quita Maxwell, of course her prostitution ears pop open, and then she's like, how do you know her? He's like, who? Quita Maxwell? She's like, yeah. He's like, oh, she robbed someone, and I'm trying to check in some things. So she's like, well, you have questions for me, I have questions for you. You want answers from me, I want answers from you. He basically tell her, yes, I'm going after Quita. Quita tried to rob Wyatt, and now we're trying to get Wyatt's money back. Now she then says, I can get Wyatt's account number for you. You should let me help you with this. And he's like, no, I don't need your help on this. He still wants her to go after Charles, and she just does not want to do it. And they kind of go back and forth, and at the end of the day, he like, you just up in this hotel waiting for your next John, what I'm saying, while Jeffrey up in jail, locked up for that murder. She's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, yeah, you didn't know Jeffrey's in jail for the murder, and you up here just basically prostituting yourself, just waiting for the next dick up in you, and eventually you either gonna get caught up in jail and be arrested, or some bad things gonna happen to you. I'm like, well, he's right. Candace out here selling her coochie to the highest bidder, and even though she is not sleeping with these men, as he said, because he said to her, eventually you're gonna rob somebody who gonna have a boss murder your ass. And I get that she's distraught and hurt over her son being murdered, but she hasn't even stopped doing the exact thing that got his ass killed. Girl, you stupid. So from there, he walked away or whatever, and she then called Veronica. Veronica mentioned, like, I need to talk to you, because again, Veronica was her and Jeffrey's lawyer, so she's probably trying to figure out why is Jeffrey in jail. Like, am I going to jail next? Like, what's going on here? Hannah gets down to the morgue, and she gets cute stuff, and it was like a couple of toys, but it was a letter. The letter was addressed to God. And I couldn't read the whole thing, but I got the gist of it. He basically said, God, please, help my grandmother stop yelling at my mother. Please help my mother become a better person so that she can take care of me and all that kind of stuff. I couldn't see the end of it. I think it might have mentioned Benny, but I couldn't read it. I wish they would have at least had it like him reading it in his voice in Hannah's head, so we could just see what it say, because it was kid handwriting, so I couldn't really read the whole thing. So of course she's upset and she's crying, oh my God, I'm so sorry, because I think she realized he knew how much discourse was going on between me and his mama, and while we up here arguing and fussing up over him, he praying to God that we just couldn't get along. And now he dead. Jesus Lord Christ, not help it. Next thing that we see, Lord Jesus, Jeffrey is of course locked up, and Justin again goes to get him, and Justin takes him to that same room, and he like, sit down. So Jeffrey sits down, and he like, I hate that you're in here, and he gets this all touchy feely and stuff, and Jeffrey like, yeah, I hate that I'm in here too. He like, but I need you to get my cell phone since you can't, because you see how you call my dad. He like, nah, I'm calling, but he's not answering. He said, oh, you need to call him from my phone. He's like, I need your passcode. And he said it as if he was going to get that passcode and, like, find all Jeffrey's exes and just, like, go kill him and murder him. So he like, this is my code, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the code was. He says, just call my dad. He's like, all right, the phone's in my locker. I'll call him when I get back. He's like, okay, we'll take me back to my cell. Honey, Justin was like, it's shift change, so we got some time. And then he started trying to touch all on Jeffrey and stuff. And Jeffrey like, bruh, I ain't with all this, what's going on here? He like, you like this kind of stuff, don't you? Because, Jeffrey is basically having to be submissive because of his situation. And Justin is basically dominating the situation. That's the S&M stuff. And he's like, you like stuff like this. He's like, would your wife like this? Don't bring up my wife, don't bring my wife into this. I don't want to talk about this, or whatever. Jeffrey then says, no, Justin says, do you know what you mean to me? You know, I only care about you. I don't care about her. I'm like, Justin has really lost his damn mind. He is literally an obsessed lover. Like, obsessed. And it's scary, you know. He tells him, you know, well, you need to go talk to your wife. You know, really need to talk. I don't need to talk to her. He's like, yes, you do, because she's a judge and she knows other judges. And if she's mad at you, that can mess me up. And he's like, you only care about yourself. He's like, no, it can mess us both up. And then he was like, you know, I knew you loved me. I'm looking like, bitch, when did he say he loved you? Where did that come from, Justin? And then Jeffrey's like, I barely know you. Can you please just stop this? And then he was like, you know, if you don't love me, that means I did all of this for nothing. And if I did all of this for nothing, you know, that's just not going to be a good thing. Tell me you love me. I'm looking like, tell him you love him, Jeffrey, because he's crazy. So Jeffrey says, fine, I love you. But he said it so like, I don't love you, you crazy nut. But Justin still says, I knew you loved me. And Justin's like, you know, Jeffrey's like, you know, just take me back to my cell. Justin says, no, we got some time. He then starts molesting and kissing on Jeffrey. Jeffrey in prison getting molested and raped for real. Like, he really can't drop the soap and he not even in the shower. Like, he is really... Because Jeff, like, you know, somebody can walk in and Justin don't care. Justin want that chocolate man stick and he don't care what he got to do. He like, look, you in jail. I can come get you when I want. You can be handcuffed. Because he actually sat on top of Jeffrey's lap. I'm like, Justin, the fuck? Justin is really out here molesting and raping Jeffrey. And I hope he don't make Jeffrey... Let me stop. I'm sorry. Okay, let me keep going. There's a small scene with Charles, you know, talking to Landon. And the scene, to me, it seemed like we didn't need it. Only because it was just basically Justin saying how happy and proud and appreciative he was working for Charles and how he loves his job and his greatest joy or whatever. I mean, I'm like, for a second, I'm like, is Landon gonna try to get with Charles? Is Charles like secretly also like bisexual? Like, I didn't get the whole thing with it, you know, and then they ended up like, oh yeah, we can hang out later as friends and go have drinks and have shots. I just feel like whenever you on a Tyler Perry thing and two men who we don't know what's going on start drinking together, somebody end up kissing the other one, and I ain't here for it. I do not need Charles to be bisexual in any shape, way, or form. I do not want to see that. I do not want to see Landon try to use... I don't. So I just did not get the scene at all. I know he was showing Landon, or Landon was showing him something about the iPad. He was saying, well, yeah, I use this for my children. My children need it. The only thing I can think of it is that he's using the iPad, and his kids are using it, but he's really using it, and maybe he is in charge of his prostitution ring. Other than that, I don't know what's the point of this scene. So, you know, what it was. The ending of it was, you know, we see Derek and the hell? David and Erica. Derica, that could be their name. Aww. We see David and Erica in an empty ass house. She didn't change clothes finally. And they're about to have dinner, you know. He has some wine and everything, and they're both ignoring their phones, cause David's phone is ringing, and he not even looking at his phone anymore. And then Erica's phone is ringing as well, but she's ignoring her calls. But we see is Candace calling her, so Candace see that she's not answering the phone, so Candace in her text like, bitch, if I call you one time, you don't answer, you know what I'm saying? That's your ass. Erica then says, oh, this is my sister. Let me call her back to see what she wants. So she calls. She calls Candace back, and Candace acting all big and bad. My thing is, if I was Erica, I've already ruined whatever we had. I'm not trying to make nothing up to you. I'm just trying my best to stay away from you and leave you be. But I guess because she know that Candace can blow up her situation with David, she has to deal with it. So Candace then says, you know, I need you to get me $100,000. And she's like, I can't, you know, that'll blow up my whole spot. She's like, I don't care. I want the money. She's like, well, how long do I have to get it to you? She's like, you know, when I call you back, you need to have the money. Well, bitch, when you gonna be back, bitch? A week? A day? What? I need the time frame here. So she just basically hangs up the phone. And David and Erica has dinner. And then the ending scene is just Hannah walking through the hospital, And then she sees Benny walking through the hospital, and Veronica's on a stretcher, and Benny's holding her hand. And of course, Hannah do not like Veronica, and she done told Benny from time to time again, leave that bitch alone. And Hannah looked mad. Benny looked caught. He let go of her hand real quick, and then they wheeled Veronica off elsewhere. Again, I need Veronica to be paralyzed from the waist down. I need her to have 1 broke titty, 2 broke ankles, a broken hip, a broken pelvis, something. She cannot be mobile. She cannot only have some damn smoke inhalation situations. I don't want it to be that way. And that's how the episode goes off. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I don't think I'm reviewing anything else today. I will be reviewing a few things tomorrow and a few things on Thursday. As we know, Scandal was back. How to Get Away with Murder is back. And a few other things. So, I'll be busy Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday. So, Tuesday, I think, is the only day that I only have 1 show to review. And it happens to be my birthday day. So, thank you guys for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Peace.